I turned 57 last month, and my ex-girlfriend turned 55 a few days ago. We were together 25 years before I called it quits 2 weeks ago. When my ex and I got together, she was a self-described, open-minded person who, unlike other women I dated, didn't start pulling my arm on the marriage issue after we passed the 1-year mark. She had a mom who grew up in Sweden where couples would live together and have children but never marry. She was always on the fence about children. However, I didn't want children because at the time I was thinking about how much I was willing to sacrifice to start a business and how I'd resent my kids for getting in the way of that. We argued over this and went to counseling over this. Our arguments were interrupted by the fact that my startup costs led us to sell plasma to survive. Then it was like we woke up one day and my girlfriend was 39 and I was 41, and the money finally started coming in. I felt like my girlfriend didn't want to rock the boat then, and we just wanted to enjoy the money. We traveled the world. She quit her job to volunteer for a charity. I got involved in causes too. However, I'm in my late 50s now, and I think in the back of my mind, it never registered that the door to having biological kids was closed forever. But it hit home when my girlfriend, sort of in a blasé way, said, "Well, that's the end of phantom pregnancies for me," when she found out she was menopausal at 53. Since then, I've been in an internal crisis because everything about my life has gotten old. My life felt empty. I had worked through the emotional issues that prevented me from wanting kids, and now I desperately wanted a family. My doctor told me I wouldn't be the first older father. What's worse is that a lot of my once divorced friends who are also in their 50s have easily had healthy, happy children, and finally the time and money to devote to them. I felt I was in a place where I appreciated children, could provide for them, and would never take my children's mom for granted, always seeing her as beautiful, unlike guys in their 30s. I became more depressed, and finally I realized that if I wanted to do something about my desire to have biological kids, to see little quirks of myself reflected in my kids in a way that can only be described by biology, I needed to act now. So I sat my then girlfriend down and said, this was what I was struggling with. She tried to shame me by saying this was me having a midlife crisis and that I'd used up her time and I owed her. Even called me narcissistic for wanting to adopt, as she suggested, when nearly all parents try for biological kids before adopting. I'm letting her stay in my vacation house for a month so she can find her own place. The whole time she told everybody I was crazy and would wake up. Am I the idiot for changing my mind about kids at 57 and leaving my girlfriend because of it? Ex-girlfriend is acting like I don't get to change my mind. You are the idiot. You're the hugest moron ever. You're a monster. She spent her life with you, waiting for the timing to be right, while it never was for you. Now that you're old enough to be a grandpa, you've decided you want kids, and the woman who loved you and suddenly spent her life on your goals, dreams, and plans isn't good enough. I feel truly sorry for her. You've ruined her life, and you don't even care because it's all about you. Did I just read that this woman sold plasma for him and his startup business? And he manipulated her into staying with him, unmarried, and never giving her kids. And he's graciously giving her a month to get the heck out of his property? Wow. Just wow. Poor woman should have pressured him into marriage at least. He's kicking her out and probably leaving her with nothing after the humongous sacrifice she made for his cruel butt. What a piece of crap. I love how it's your vacation house and your business, yet she contributed as much as you did to these things. She sold her blood, dude, to get your business started. You're a real snake. If I was her, I'd sue the crap out of you, literally for half. Just to be clear, you're clearly not father material with what you just pulled. Finding someone and starting a relationship and planning for children will not be as easy as you think. He's gross for what he is saying, but what he isn't saying, I think, is probably even more gross. He's probably gotten some attention from someone much younger and is willing to flush a great relationship over it and grasp for a better reason. OP's girlfriend is right. He's wasted her time, and I wish I could hug her over what's happening to her. I sincerely hope the younger chick milks this guy for all he's worth and delays having a child until this guy is dead. At my 37 male mother's birthday dinner, my brother, 38, reached across the table to take an onion fritter off of my daughter's plate. My daughter protested. She said, "Hey, give that back," but wasn't screaming. Her volume was above conversational, but not any louder than most people would be in that situation. I asked my brother what was wrong with him, and he laughed. He said my kids are spoiled and have bad manners. My aunt said, "If you took food off my plate, I wouldn't yell about it," with an emphasis on yelling, implying she would do something else instead. My brother ate the fritter, and my daughter said, "Dad, he ate my bhaji. That one was mine." My dad waved down the waiter and asked for another order, and told my daughter they would be for her, and she was happy. My brother then said, "That's why my kids are spoiled." I said, "You would never take food off of an adult's plate." He only felt confident enough to do that because she's a kid. I said that was pathetic, and my toddler has better table manners than him. He said he wasn't the one who yelled at the table, and that I should be ashamed of letting my kids order so much on Dad's dime. I said no, he was the one who was stealing food at the table, which is way worse than a startled exclamation. He said I was raising my kids not to have social skills or to be able to handle disappointment. My mom told everyone to be quiet and not ruin her dinner, so I shut up. After dinner, my brother tried to talk to me, but I just told him to hush and ushered my wife and kids to the car. The main reason I think I might be an idiot is that this all happened during my mom's birthday dinner. At the moment, I felt I had to defend my daughter, but maybe I should have just ordered a replacement dish for her and not addressed the situation during the dinner. Was I the idiot? Nope, you defended your kid. Good for you. And maybe your brother felt confident he could act out because you were at your mom's dinner and everybody was supposed to behave, and he thought nobody would say anything. But your daughter knows what's right and what's wrong and is young enough that the big social politeness thing didn't stop her at the moment. Good for you for backing her up. Not the idiot. What the heck? This is about as close to stealing candy from a baby as literally possible. He would never do this to an adult. I would start seating myself between him and my kids to prevent this kind of thing in the future. I'm sensing a golden child regarding your brother's dynamic there from your mom's reaction. Is your brother jealous of your tween or something? Because this doesn't seem like the behavior of a grown man. Teach your kids to aggressively poke their uncle with a fork if he tries that again. And when he freaks out, just say, "At least she didn't yell." Your brother is absolutely an idiot for stealing a kid's food and then saying they had bad manners for speaking up about it. My 22 female parents passed away recently and have left everything to me and my sister, tween. My parents were wealthy and set up a trust fund for my sister and me. I can get access to it now, but my sister has to wait until she's 21. My sister's going to a boarding school abroad, and I'm working abroad. We're initially from a Southeast Asian country. Our family home is extremely huge and unoccupied, as my parents have passed away. After discussing it with my sister, I decided to sell that house to help pay for her education. I don't want her to use her trust money because I believe it was set aside for her future after her studies, just like my parents did for me. My parents paid for my education, housing, etc. Since I just started working recently, I can't fully support my sister financially. We have 3 more houses, and I've decided to turn them into an Airbnb. The other 3 houses are just apartments and smaller than our main house. My sister and I have no plan to return to our home country, so I don't see the reason for keeping the house. Yes, the house contains lots of memories, but managing it would put a dent in my pocket. My parents lived more comfortably than their siblings do, so they would always help them out. However, my relatives always took advantage of their kindness. They were incredibly mean to me and my sister growing up, so I don't have a good relationship with them. My mom had promised my cousin that she could have her engagement party at our place when she was young, around 6. We're Desi's, so the engagement party is going to be extravagant. There is no written agreement about this, and my mom never once brought this up. My sister and I hate this cousin because she used to bully us. My cousin freaked out when I said I'd sell the house. She told me to wait 7 more months before selling because she wanted to have her engagement party there. I refused and said for 7 months the house would be occupied and I couldn't be bothered to manage it. She said she could move in with her family. I stood my ground and said no. Everyone on my mom's side is angry because I'm ruining my cousin's life. Also, since they can't afford to rent a hall, I'm being an idiot. My lawyer said I'm in the clear here and I don't owe her anything. My boyfriend and sister are on my side. Some friends say I'm an idiot because it's legally right but morally wrong. My relatives are still harassing me. Oh, dear God, no, not the idiot. Morally what? It's your house. You didn't promise anything to anyone. Your mom did. They bullied you and your sister. What moral are they talking about? The same they use with you and your family? They already took advantage. You are not ruining anything. Your friends can help her if they have a problem. Wanting to move into your house for 7 months just so they can have an engagement party there is a huge red flag. They're trying to occupy your house and claim it's theirs or guilt trip you into letting them stay there longer. Stand your ground and lawyer up. Get buyers discreetly and sell the property before they break in and become squatters. It'll become difficult to move them then. Make sure you have a good security system in the house and turn off the utilities as much as you can without damaging anything too. You probably need electricity for the security devices, but the house likely doesn't need water until it's sold. If you aren't in a chilly area, the natural gas could be turned off too. If they do break in, I suspect that unofficially turning off utilities is likely a criminal violation. I was on the verge here, but everyone on my mom's side is angry because I'm ruining my cousin's life. LOL, pathetic much? How do you ruin her life by not letting her use your venue? She needs to get her crap together and throw her oh-so-precious engagement party herself. Probably along the lines of, how humiliating. Yes, show off your own wealth, gold digger. Definitely not the idiot, and I'm really sorry for your loss. You sound like a great big sister. A friend, Sam, is 4 months pregnant with her second child and celebrating her 33rd birthday. We all went to a nice restaurant to celebrate her birthday. She orders a bottle of red wine for the table, and she starts drinking. When the waiter's pouring her glass, she basically has it up to 3/4 of the glass. We're looking at Sam like, come on, that's a lot. And then one of her friends is like, Sam, you aren't going to drink all of that, right? Sam's like, relax. You can have 1 or 2 glasses. Red wine is filled with antioxidants. My gynecologist told me that you should have 0 alcohol, but I was thinking, okay, 1 glass of wine can't be too bad. After dinner, we ended up going to a cocktail bar. When we're there, I tell Sam, look, they have all these great mocktails. She looks at the menu and then orders a Long Island iced tea. And another one of her friends tells Sam to come on, it's not good for the baby. She then snaps at us, telling us that enough men are trying to control women's bodies, that she doesn't need us telling her what to do. After that, it got really quiet, and we all backed off. Sam ended up drinking a couple of more drinks after that. She ordered birthday shots and then got a frozen Slurpee type drink. Sam got decently intoxicated, and we got her an Uber home. After the party, Sam posted pictures of the dinner and at the cocktail bar, and in some of the photos, she looks intoxicated. A lot of our mutual friends are saying that we're all guilty for not stopping Sam. Most of the blame is on her, but people have been saying that we're bad friends for letting her hurt her baby like that. I don't know what to do. Sam is a good friend of mine, but she's a grown woman. Am I supposed to tell her what she can and can't do when she's pregnant? What has made the situation bad is that Sam's now told people we were encouraging her to do birthday shots, etc., when we were all cringing when she was drinking. At this point, Sam's family all see us as bad friends. Not the idiot, but personally, I'd be cool with burning a friendship down to the ground over this. Getting intoxicated is for adults, not for fetuses building neural pathways. She's a grown woman, and this isn't her first rodeo regarding pregnancy. If she doesn't have it in her to care, then nothing you said or did was going to change that. Yeah, were you all supposed to restrain her physically? What did they want you to do? So she's a hypocrite, as well as irresponsible and dishonest. This is all on her, not you guys. Everyone said what they should have. Why the heck did you then proceed to go to another bar with her? I'd have given her a piece of my mind, and I'd tell her baby daddy. They deserve to know that their child is being endangered. She sounds like an alcoholic, and you lot aren't helping. You poured gasoline on a lit fire. Everyone's the idiot here. Whoever decided the next stop should be a cocktail bar is an idiot too. We have 2 kids. I love to take family pictures. A lot of them are when they're in action, and that usually means I'm not in the photos. My husband doesn't really take photos, so really no pictures with me in them. So I booked a photo shoot to have a nice photo of the whole family. My husband has been a pain the whole time, not understanding why I would like a family photo. All he had to do was show up wearing some decent clothes. We were doing it after I got the kids from school, and he showed up in a band t-shirt. I was angry, but the photos went on. We got into a huge argument after the kids went to bed. He told me I should be happy he showed up at all, and I blew up and told him I'm not his mother, and he knew how to dress himself. He thinks I'm a jerk, but I feel he purposely messed up the photos. Is it that hard to wear a button-down polo when I ask? Am I the idiot for telling my husband that I'm not his mother and he knows how to dress himself properly? We literally had a whole conversation about the kids' clothes and then what would match them. Not the idiot, but I don't understand why he had a problem showing up for the photos, and I don't understand why he wore a band t-shirt. He knew that was inappropriate. Perhaps it was a passive-aggressive attempt to get back at you for forcing him to be in the photo. I think his behavior is pretty outrageous. And this is why people have the much ridiculed selfie sticks, so they can take photos of themselves and themselves with others, because nobody else, and I'm looking at your husband, can be asked to do it. OP, your husband doesn't have to understand why you want to have a nice family photo. He should go along with it and try to be appropriate because it's important to you. What you wanted was harmless and really pretty common and nice. Now he gets to be memorialized in his band t-shirt. At the same time, it sounds like the rest of you looked cleaned up and nice. Yay. This is such an underrated yet critically important concept. You don't always need to understand why something's important to someone you care about. You just need to respect it, and you just do things for others because you love them. I want to ask, how long have you been carrying this dude? Does he not realize that father and husband are roles and not medals? He's trying to pass off the bare minimum as maximum effort, and you should be so lucky. I'm willing to bet that this process of his also counts towards other instances in your relationship. He absolutely did this on purpose. Why are you married to someone who cares so little about you? Also, this tactic was incredibly manipulative. No one really takes photos except professional photographers, which most of us aren't. Your husband is absolutely capable of snapping a few family pictures here and there because he knows it's important to you. His disdain for you is a lot.